I hate to say it, but the golden age of orthodontics is dead. No, not the one you're probably thinking about, but the golden age where we could say and do whatever we wanted and get away with it is dead. I will say it again, the paternal model of orthodontics is dead. We can no longer say how we feel and tell people what to do and they just sit there and take it, and they just listen to us. And I think the frustrating thing for orthodontists is that sometimes we're right, and we know what's best for them, and they don't care. And there are some times where being right is actually wrong. And that's what we're talking about today, is that there are some examples of things where we can be right, and yet it can really come back to bite us, especially in a digital landscape with social media and things like that. So I've got a few things I want to talk about, and it's the idea that patients have control over our reputations now way more than they ever have in the past. And so I'm a young guy, so I was never really in this kind of world, but maybe let's say 30 years ago, if a patient was being rude to you, you just tell them to go away, and you may never hear anything else about it. Now in truth, they may have gone on to tell some of their friends that you're so rude, but if the person was really bad, who cares? They're just going to tell their friends, and they're probably a lot like them. We don't want to see them anyway. Unfortunately, now with the internet, that crazy person that drives everyone insane, that when they show up on the schedule, everyone's kind of sick because they're showing up, that person can go on Yelp, can write you a 1-star review, and can really hurt you. And that's scary, and it sucks, and I don't like it. But we have to accept that with that kind of patient, we have to coddle them and make them feel like they're right, because otherwise they can hurt us. And so here's a few things to kind of think about. Here are some other things that we can do. So if we charge patients for a broken bracket, it might seem like not a big deal, but what if they go on to a closed Facebook group, a neighborhood group of moms, and they tell other moms that, well, Dr. So-and-so, he charges brackets when they come off. And then the other mom says, well, I had broken brackets come off and he doesn't charge us at all. So they're going to automatically think that this other doctor is better. So it is one of those things where you may have a kid that breaks 20 brackets, and at some point maybe you do charge. I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. But understand that charging them on that 20th time, it might come back and bite you now that everyone's so interconnected and the communication is so broad. Another thing is suing a patient for an unpaid contract. It might be in your better interest just to make things okay, write it off, and move on. How about your employee is rude to a patient? Maybe they hang up on them. That one thing, that one moment in time could be the only time that this employee ever does that, but that could really come back to bite you, especially if that person goes out and writes a negative review and then gives this whole long diatribe on why you're the worst orthodontist in town. So we have to kind of keep this in mind, is that the paradigm has definitely shifted. We are no longer, I would even say, a majority in control of a reputation. People can control our reputation. Now, what I would say also, and we've done an episode about this, is that haters are going to hate. People are going to be out there, they're going to give you a bad review. I've gotten a bad review. I didn't think I deserved it. What are you going to do about it? Well, there's only so much you can do. You can reach out to that person. You can try and make things good, try and convert them into a raving fan, or you can just bury it with good reviews. If you're doing the things that you should be doing, you will get enough good reviews to bury that and to make that bad review maybe not look as big of a deal. Even the best item on Amazon has a bad review or two. But what I would say is that we should, as orthodontists, accept that being right is not the most important thing. Protecting our reputations online, I would say, is more important. So keep that in mind when you're dealing with things that frustrate you. Keep your cool, make sure that your team does the same, and I think you'll have a lot more success in the digital landscape. So if you got any questions, you want to talk with me, maybe argue with me about that, definitely reach out to us, Neon Canvas on social media, or me on social media. And from all of us here at the Digital Orthodontist, hope you're having a great day, hope you're having a great month. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Dr. Kyle Fagala, signing off.